getting it, fella. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Ego, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, the Wolverine. Along with Jarhigo.
Did you just pause for yourself to say hi?
No.
I kind of want to believe that you did, though.
Let's try that and see how that sounds.
You just did it. It sounded great.
I'm the Wolverine. Hi. Along with Jarhigo.
Hey.
And C-Lab forever.
What's up?
What's up, folks? Welcome to the show. This week, we are talking about the 1986.
Yep.
I just asked this question. My memory's so shot. This week, we're talking about the 1986 classic of science fiction.
And action.
Science fiction and action. Aliens by James Cameron, the follow-up to Ridley Scott's 1979 classic horror sci-fi film, Alien. Let's start the show. High level. Somebody go.
The legendary movie, man.
Legendary, man.
It's been a long time. I still really enjoyed it, for sure. I suppose I had forgotten just how much kind of more of a suspense movie it is in a way than an action movie. But there's still plenty of action, so yeah.
You forgot how much suspense was in it? Is that what
well,
you
it's
said?
just like, you kind of remember it as, it's kind of like a Home Alone, I remember Home Alone as like constantly smashing Joe Pesci in the face, and it's like I watched it in the last 6 months for like around Christmas time, and it was the sequence of
10%.
It was like 5 minutes of it, You just, I don't know. I just remember my memory of aliens is like, Vasquez and her machine gun just blasting aliens for like 2 hours straight.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
I totally watched that movie, but I suppose I had forgotten how well crafted it was in the suspense sense, and
yes,
and it kind of makes me want to talk a little bit about its status as one of the best action movies at some point in this episode. But high level, I really enjoyed it. I don't think it is like perfection, like maybe like some of the mega classics, but it's still a damn fucking good movie.
It's up there.
Yeah, I might have seen this movie more times than I've seen any movie in my life.
Yeah.
If it's not my favorite movie, it's definitely in the top 5.
Nice.
I will agree, it's not perfection, but damn, it's good. It's super suspenseful. Lots of, jump scares and such. Great action. Amazing cast. Great fucking tech and gear and guns and gadgets.
Awesome world building.
It is just, yeah, I love this movie. I used to just stay up and watch this like when it came out. Like I think like maybe the summer after or something along those lines. Ended up on probably HBO, and I could barely make it through it, like at that age. Like it was just like so intense, but I would like force myself to.
And scary too, man. I remember it being so scary.
Yeah, no doubt. But I did it, and I have a big history with this movie, and it's great, man. I love it.
It's awesome.
Well said.
Just to chime in real quick, because I want to get dad shamed by you two. I was watching this yesterday, and my kid was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Dude, this is a grown-up movie. You can't be watching this one."
Dude.
And he was like, "No, what is it? What is it?" I was like, "There's like really scary monsters in this movie." He's like, "Show me." I was like, "All right, dude." And I fast forwarded to like one of the alien scenes, and he watched it for like 3 seconds, and he just looked at me and goes, "You can have that," and just walked away. So good. It's like, it's all yours, Dad.
No, dude. That's not. I won't dad shame you over that, dude. That was. I feel like you handled that right.
It was pretty funny. I was like, "All right, dude, you sure you can handle this, man? Because I don't think you can handle this." And sure enough, he was just like, "Nah, all you, bud."
Do you remember offhand which scene it was, or
it was the one of the final alien battles just before Vasquez gets it, and it's like all in that room with the red lights, and they're just like blasting the aliens as they get inside the room. So like the really intense battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like that's right when Burke finally
gets
bites
it
Yeah.
off camera,
super satisfying.
which is my least favorite thing about the movie.
That guy, the character.
It's great that Burke gets it, but he gets it off camera. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
he does.
You want to see Paul Reiser just get his face.
He wanted,
face
he
chopped
wanted
off.
to see. I think Benny wanted to see like that
you-
thing in the alien's mouth, like puncture his skull.
Yeah, dude.
in
something.
his face.
You so hate him at that stage.
Yeah.
God, he's such a turd, man.
Yeah, totally, dude. I steamrolled you a bit with your high level there, Kev. What are your high level thoughts on this one?
That's fine. I think all comments are welcome and should be expressed in this particular film because it's got a rich history, not only with us, but with science fiction fans, certainly fans of the show. My high level is as such, not surprising. Benny kind of nailed it. Him and I are always fairly aligned. He pretty much said it all, man. Like, just awesome tech, armor, the guns, man. Like, when I was a kid, like, these guns, I was just, like, all about these pulse rifles, dude.
No doubt.
Like, they were just so cool.
And that machine gun, dude. Those, like, Steadicam machine guns.
And
Fuck, those are great.
the big kind of, the Gatling kind of gun, whatever, that had the detachable arm on it, you know, super, super cool. That said...
That is the M56 smart gun, by the way.
No, thank you.
Dude, nice. Yeah, it's it still holds up beautifully. Like I watched this twice. I watched the orig and the special edition. And just so everybody knows, we agreed to watch the special edition. I ended up watching both. And I think that it's so good, man. Like I had no problem watching it twice, you know. Is it the best story ever? No. Is it like the most amazing science fiction film ever? No. But God, it's so damn good. Action is so good. It's definitely got some spots where it's showing some age, you know, or I was like, well, you know, parts where like the tech didn't really match up with like, you know, the sort of the future sense of it all, you know, but I don't really care. It's aliens, dude. It's just that good. It's still just that good, you know, and you've got all these fantastic actors. Some were kind of unknown and up and coming at the time, you know, but you know, like Jeanette Goldstein, we're huge fans of hers. Mark Ralston, I'm a huge fan of his. Paxton, of course. Michael Biehn, like
Lance Henriksen, dude.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen, Paul Reiser, you know, Sigourney. Just like, I guess we can just kind of swoop into the rest here. I'll start with this. Like, she's like I feel like she's the original like female badass. Like she's like one of the ones that kind of started it all. You know what I mean? In terms of like strong.
She's the queen, dude.
Yeah.
She is the queen, man. Undoubtedly.
She is like just of like strong female characters. Like she's like so powerful in this movie, man. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. And it's written so well too, you know, just to like play off of that for a second. The scene where she's like, you guys, you know, I'm kind of bored. You guys need any help? I can drive a loader. And the smirks those two dudes get when she like rocks that loader. I love that she, you know, she's impressing a bunch of Marines. Like it's just perfectly encapsulates her badassery.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And I think that like, I don't know, Cameron, you know, you can say what you want about him, but like he definitely knows how to like write and get down with these like strong female characters. And I really applaud that about him, you know, because like, you know, he's done it multiple times, you know, and I think that's great. You don't always see that from men. So
certainly not at that time.
Exactly. Like 80s, 90s, you know, I mean, he was married to Catherine Bigelow, who is herself a total badass.
Yeah, and it sounds like the producer on this one, who he was married to at the time, was a badass too. Did you read that bit about Goldstein not being able to handle the recoil on the weapons?
No.
So I guess like Goldstein, who played Vasquez, couldn't handle the recoil on the weapons, and the only other woman on set who had firearms training was the producer, who was Cameron's wife, and so she stood in for all the shooting scenes with Vasquez.
What?
So he clearly dates pretty badass women.
Wow, that is really cool. Really, really cool. I'm
Let
surprised.
the nuggets begin.
Yeah, let the nuggets begin. I actually didn't really check out any nuggets on this movie. And I'm sure there's like a zillion million of them, dude. But I'm kind of surprised, dude. I would think Jeanette Goldstein would be like, you know, I mean, look at her in the movie, dude. Like, this is like one of her, this is easily her most memorable role, you know? She just takes that character, man, and really makes something great out of it.
No,
and I would be surprised that she couldn't handle that. She's like super buff in this movie, dude.
I think it sounded like it was I'm not at all a firearms expert here, but it sounded like it was she could handle the weapon, but like was flinching and stuff because she had no little firearms experience, and so
Yeah,
I could understand how it would take a while to train that out of you, and you just didn't have time to do that.
I'm not a firearms expert, but let me give you my detailed analysis.
Well, it was more what I read as opposed to my analysis.
No, that was my understanding of it as well, was that she was, you know, she like couldn't shake her
flinchy,
like being flabbergasted by the weapon because she just didn't have any experience with shooting guns.
Yeah.
It wasn't that she couldn't physically handle shooting it.
Right.
She just, she like Chad said, she was just like, like
a surprised look on her face or something.
Skittish around it, you know?
Sure.
Rather than just unable to take it.
Nice nug.
Weaponry cul-de-sac.
Weaponry cul-de-sac. Part 1.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, this one, in my like 1.5 high level, for me, this one, I don't know if I even had seen the original before seeing this. I think I saw this first, being just a kid, and it was on TV. And I think this, along with like a Godfather or this is a death, but Empire Strikes Back, like a lot of people consider this equal to, if not better than the original, which I'm sure, you know, is blasphemy to many, and many others agree. But it's just an interesting, like, Aliens is amazing IP, and I prefer the actioniness of this one, probably because at the time when I was a kid, I didn't have the patience for the slow burn of the first one. And I'm kind of curious your guys' experiences with this and the first one.
You want me to? So I saw Aliens before I saw Alien. I didn't see Alien until later on, but I remember like being a little kid, much like your boy Chad, being intrigued with Alien because like they had like this crazy like giant alien action figure toy.
Yes.
And I remember hearing about it and being intrigued and being told like, no, that's not for you.
Fair enough.
You cannot. No. So I didn't actually see it until later, until after I saw this even. I definitely am in the I prefer Aliens camp. I love the original movie. It's great. It's got its own thing going on, but this one also has its own thing going on. And I think what probably tips me over here is like just the cast and all the kooky characters in this one. Really do it for me.
The Space Marines are just so delightful, man.
Yes.
They're a fun bunch. They're like your space friends that hang out in the smoking lounge, you know, or the playground or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You totally see where the Marines from the Edge of Tomorrow, where Paxton's the Sarge, kind of get their. They're definitely cribbing from this sheet, no doubt.
Yeah, but nothing can touch.
Definitely not.
Colonial Marines.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I mean, just to finish the thought, for instance, like there's a similar scenario in the original, you know, Alien movie, but you don't care as much about they don't put as much emphasis on the crew. And, you know, maybe that doesn't matter because that's not the kind of movie it is. But like, you know, there's a crew, but you don't feel the same connection to them as you do to these people, you know, like they're kind of bit parts, but everybody really makes a strong impression in Aliens as opposed to, I feel like I just wasn't as captivated by the characters in Alien.
Even a couple of the red shirts in this one, you know, like a couple of the guys that die off early are still kind of like gelling. As a viewer, you're gelling with the crew during the knife scene, and they're all like shit talking the cornbread at the cafeteria, you know, or in the the kitchen. Like that is really endears you to them.
Dude, on this particular viewing, I don't want to get all over the place, but Frost has my new favorite lines from this movie.
Yeah.
First one being, that boy's got a corn cob up his ass.
Yeah.
Second one being, guess she didn't like the cornbread either.
Yeah, that was fucking great, dude. I've cracked up when I heard that one.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. Frost is good, man.
So there you go, right? Like I never noticed Frost before in this, and on this watching, I was like, oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But just like 5x5 in the pipe is like something that we drop on occasion that nobody understands. I guess you didn't like the cornbread should definitely be in that group now.
Definitely, dude. I am a big 5x5 in the pipe sayer. Nobody ever gets
Dude,
it.
you've dropped it a couple times on the show, and I was like, "What's that from again?" So even I'm not, getting it half the time.
Yeah, you just lost all your nerd cred.
Yeah.
Oh, sucks to be you. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I think I don't remember if I saw Alien first or not. I'm pretty sure I saw this first. I do remember that fucking toy though, Ben.
Yeah.
I just had some Total Recall go on in my brain, and a friend of mine, that friend that always had like more toys because they probably had more money, like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had that toy, and I remember that toy, and I was just like, I was kind of captivated with it, I was like, what is this? This is really weird and cool, and like, I didn't really know what it was from though, you know what I mean? And then I saw this, and then I went back and watched the other one. I get what you're saying about. I need to watch the first one again, but like the cast is more endearing in this, which is weird because the first one has actors that are like legendary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people in this movie, like the cast is fantastic. Okay. Nobody can dispute that. But like the quality of the actors in the first movie is like legendary. It's like Ian Holm and John Hurt and Yaphet Kotto, man. Like those guys are amazing, dude. So it's weird that we don't get that, that sort of same kind of endearment, that connection. You know what I mean? But it's a testament to Cameron and the writing and the combination really of the writing and the acting. You know what I mean? It's so good in this movie. You take a character like Frost or Vasquez, and it's like you get attached to them, man. Like they're memorable, dude. Even not having large parts, even not having like tons and tons of lines. It's like they do great with what they have. And that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah. I just want to say really quick. I want to be clear that I'm not shitting on Alien or the OG cast. They're incredible. It's just a different style of storytelling, I think. That I'm commenting on here.
Yes.
And to add something to what you said about both of the movies is like you said, it's good writing and good acting. I would say that it's also really great design because I think like I was trying to think about what makes this movie like fantastic versus just, great. And I think alongside things like a Blade Runner or, the Star Wars universe or even like Total Recall, the original Total Recall is like the prop design, set design, world building is just so fucking phenomenal that like you could take this exact same script and just like not have it be a Giger alien in either of the two movies and have it be a different alien. Kind of like how Predator, the original Predator, was going to be this weird fucking like orange monster, like if they just do you ever see any of that stuff?
No.
Like the original Predator design, you should fucking eject and Google it. It's like the dumbest shit ever.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
It's just
can I
do it. Like it's stupid as shit. I'll make it the chapter art. Like I'll even look it up just because I'm going off memory here. But
that red thing. Oh wow, that is weird. That looks like the stupid monster from Conan the Destroyer, bro.
Exactly. So like the point being that I think like you're saying Cameron's got talent at writing and whatnot, and obviously he runs a tight ship and he's known to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but he knows what he wants. The production design is such that I think that's what elevates it into like legendary status. Like you take Star Wars or this or Total Recall and give it kind of, take Stan Winston away or like have a mediocre kind of production designer, and I think the movie would have fallen apart. And so I think that just like the world building here and the guns and the tech and the props and the sets are just fucking phenomenal, like unbelievably phenomenal in the Blade Runner sense. Like it's what makes Blade Runner. It's what makes this, in my opinion.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. I think you're right.
No doubt about it.
I'm also heavily distracted by this picture of these shoes that I think Ben just sent.
Yeah, dude.
What the hell? Are these real?
They're the shoes that she wore in when she was driving the mech.
Well, dude, clearly, because there's a picture next to the shoes of her in the shoes with a gun, although that looks slightly photoshopped. But
Yeah, I wish I was paying attention last year when these came out, but they're Reebok Alien Stompers, and there's like the original OG super high top Ripley's, and then there's like Colonial Marine style ones, and there's other ones that are like yellow and black, like the Loader style.
Dude.
And now you just can't find them.
Now they're like $2,000
like,
a pair or something.
Oh yeah,
$8 million.
Yeah,
that is unfortunate.
But that's the kind of thing that even if you were paying attention, they would have
stuff.
sold out in 3 seconds by bots online or something.
Yeah, you might have had. I mean, I would have liked at least the chance to fucking try.
Take a shot, yeah.
I just want the chance to try.
Those are pretty legit, man.
Cool shit, man.
If I walked into a bar and you were wearing Ripley high top Alien Stompers, I'd totally buy you a beer.
I probably wouldn't get those. I'd probably get the Colonial Marine style, but you know.
Are these the Marine ones on the bottom, Ben? Is that what I'm to
Yes.
understand? Wow. I would totally buy those. I never, ever would buy camo shoes, but these I would buy.
Yeah. Well, they got that kooky, like, honeycomb pattern inner liner thing
Wait a
that
minute.
just sends it over the top.
You know
anyways.
what? Yeah, that's so futuristic, dude.
Yeah, super cool.
I love how the
And
box is
Velcro,
like
too.
Wayland Yutani on it as well.
Oh, that's sweet, dude. Oh my God, I want these so bad, dude. And then I'm gonna be walking around.
You're me like 2 hours ago when I discovered
Yeah,
this.
exactly, right? Like I would be walking around with these being like, dude, I'm secretly Hicks.
But that's the mark of a good movie or a good sci-fi.
Not Hicks
movie.
or Hudson.
I reckon that's a mark of a good movie is when you want to
Secure
be
that
in
shit,
it.
Hudson. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Yeah. Mark of a great movie that, you know, whatever, 30, 40 years later, there's like 3 nerds like us are drooling over the fucking sneakers.
This is another death, but we were talking about Matrix when we did Matrix 4 and how the costuming was the future when it came out in the 90s, but it's just it looks so dated and stupid now, all the leather bullshit. And things like Blade Runner and Star Wars and this, like, it's not, like, it still seems very futuristic, even though it's got old school CRT and shit. Like, I still feel like this world is super futuristic. And I love that.
Yes, it does. I gotta say, while we're on this, just kind of hearkening back to my comment from my high level, like there's a couple places where the tech kind of falls flat that I could almost make a case for some sort of like, you know, updated edition. Not a
You're gonna
redo
George
or
Lucas it,
anything
you bastard?
dumb. No, well, yeah, kind of, man. Like where, you know, it's just like
And this is where I quit the
screens and
podcast.
the screens and the panels and like, you know, like some of the readouts, it's like they're so old, like LCD.
But I
It's just
love
like,
that.
yeah, I don't know. No, maybe I'm wrong.
I love that. I love the like shitty digital watch number on the side of the gun with how many bullets you've got left. I think that's fucking
So,
amazing.
It's like the old Coleco football game.
Yeah,
Totally.
dude. I love that so much.
Are you talking about like the grainy like camera?
Yeah,
you know,
that too. Yes.
the grainy camera feeds with like, you know, Apone and like 8-bit like letters next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I get it, but how else do you telegraph to people in the 80s that like we're dealing with like computer readouts and things like that? You know, like
yeah,
I think
guess you're
we're
right.
constantly doomed to do that. You know, like
Yeah.
it's kind of, you don't see a lot of, I don't know, like I feel like computers and movies are always loosely based on whatever the fuck we're using right now. You know, however things look now.
Yeah.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
at that point, that was how they looked, and you know. I mean, I think that's just that's been retconned into just being part of the Aliens universe, that like just their computers never really like evolved the way ours did. Like they're super powerful, but the interfaces are still like primitive. Okay, so I played a game called Alien Isolation, and it's like a horror survival game.
Ooh.
Like you don't ever really have weapons or anything. You're just
dude.
you just have to like kind of try and like,
You're like,
you know, there's like one alien roaming around, and like you're trying to avoid it and get to different places to like, you know, do shit. And you're constantly encountering these computers, and you have to deal with these computers. And they're like these old school 8-bit, you know, green screen computers. And like, that's one of the things that's cool. It makes you feel like you're in that world, in that game. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like if you kind of just take a step back and like put a little Vaseline over the lens and just
Not be
enjoy
such a
it for
loser.
what it is.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I think it ends up becoming like a I mean, it's clearly like retconning, but
Yeah,
but they did it in
I'm-
a good
yeah.
way.
But it's both retconning and it's, I think, being tired of the look. So, like, I think the old schoolness is retconned as part of the universe, and then the flip side of the coin is like the heads-up display style stuff, and the first-person, there was some first-person shots in this that are from the Marine's perspective, and in the 80s it was probably quite novel, whereas nowadays like every video game does it and lots of movies do it, and so I feel like you might be a little like tired of seeing that same old shit. I think those two things combined maybe add up to it being like kind of like I don't really like that very much, but at the time I think it was pretty solid.
It definitely was. And like, I don't know why it bothered me so much, because like you look at Star Wars and it's like very much the same thing. And also like Battlestar Galactica, the new one, like they like did a way better job of kind of writing that into the show on Battlestar. It was like they kept it low. It was like everything was analog because the Cylons figured out how to like infiltrate all their computer systems and shit, which was super cool. But like, again, like Star Wars, of course, that's a Star Wars death. But, Star Wars has like this kind of simplistic kind of technology, a lot of switches and toggles and all kinds of shit like that, like, I don't know, maybe because it's
with
more
like graphs and vector graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
On them, like,
yeah, exactly, Ben. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but maybe it's a little more fleshed out. I don't know what bugged me about it, but whatever. I'll shut up.
I get it. I mean, for the time, the same, just to be fair, the same thing stuck out at me, but then I was like, right, but this is just the way it is in this, it's not that much of a departure from the original Alien movie where you had a similar thing going on where like, Mother was like this, it was like a whole room in a ship with like Christmas lights filled with like Christmas lights and tons of switches and shit. And like the interface is just like a little like, 10-inch fucking like green, monochrome green screen with a fucking keyboard, and it's like,
Cherry Browns.
There you go, baby. Yeah.
But the opposite end of the spectrum here is the ridiculousness with which we're going to receive Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5, which are all coming out and are all being filmed or in post-production now. Like, I don't understand how he's going to pull off anyone giving a fuck about these movies. And the reason I bring it up is because he's like, he wants to wait until the tech is such that he can put forward his vision of this fucking world. And it's just like, dude, it's been like 40 years, bro. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like,
I do not. I give so little shit about those movies. Like the first one, with Cardboard Man, like what's his name?
Cardboard.
No. and I mean, Sigourney Weaver's great. And
it was eye candy at the time in terms of the digital stuff, but it was just like, bro,
dude, everything about that movie is. I mean, look, the story is nothing.
Not
really
even
there.
JP from Grandma's Boy could save that.
No,
one.
JP couldn't save it. Even hottie Zoe Saldana couldn't save. And Laz Alonso couldn't save it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a great actors in that movie, and like the tech and everything, the world they created was great, but it was just like dumb story and Cardboard Man, and it's just like, come on, dude. Like, where are you going for 5 more movies or whatever? Like, I just don't care. I'm like in negative caring. Like, if that's a thing, that's where I'm at.
But that's the other side of the spectrum, That's what we're talking about here, where it's like, the kind of computers kind of sucked and they're kind of old school, but it's like the response is they were working with what they had. That was the best they could do at the time. And now he's like 40 years into a 5-movie thing that no one's. I mean, he might fucking hit a home run here. I don't know. Like,
whatever, sure.
Good luck to him, but like, cool. It's gonna be super futuristic and amazing visually, but like, I just don't. It's been fucking how many years since the first movie came out? It's like 12 years ago. Like, come on, dude.
2009.
So I feel like that's what happens when you wait for the tech to catch up and you can be futuristic. It's just nobody gives a fuck. So I'm totally down with the old school shit. I love the old stylized stuff in a lot of these different movies.
Fair enough, dude. I'm with you 100%. All right, you both made your point. I'm wrong, and Avatar sucks.
Look, man, he called the Unobtainium Unobtainium.
Dude.
How do you like them meta apples, Lana Wachowski?
Yeah, that is just the worst.
Chances with
You know,
wolves.
Stephen Lang, he was another great part of that movie. Talk about a guy that could just exemplify evil and aggression. That dude.
Dude, he was great.
Oh, he was great. Yeah,
He was
good.
amazing, dude. Oh my God, he was amazing. So sick of that word. And people.
There was a campaign to cast him as Cable in that last Deadpool movie.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Not that
let's
I
just
have any
give it to
problems
Josh
with,
Brolin
Josh
because, like, he gets every
Brolin,
great
but,
role. He plays every freaking super character, and he's already just swimming in freaking a sea of cash. So yeah, why
and
not?
Gurney
I mean, don't
Halleck.
get. Wait, what?
And Gurney.
Yes,
Halleck.
exactly, dude. You know, I don't know, man. Just I love Josh Brolin. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've loved him since Goonies, bro. And when he came back around and started just
Dude,
crushing
No
it, I was
Country.
like, bro.
Yeah, he's great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think Stephen Lang would have been an interesting choice for sure.
No
Oh,
doubt.
I think it would have been amazing, dude. There I go again. Oh my God, amazing.
Dude, you're simping for Stephen Lang like fucking Drake was simping for fucking Vasquez.
Drake, we are leaving.
She's so badass, Vasquez.
Every time there's some sort of like we need to go kind of situation, I always say that. Never lands.
Never.
Why would it?
It always lands in my
What do you
heart.
always say?
I always say, Drake, we are leaving.
That's a pretty deep cut, bro.
I don't care.
I know.
Yeah.
This is our show. We're nerds. Whatever.
No, I just mean it's a pretty deep cut to drop in public. You know, people
Is that
just
right
be like,
before
what?
the face melting?
I don't really care. Yeah, dude. He gets sprayed with acid and he dies. It's like that's the Drake death scene, dude.
He's awesome, dude. I love the two of them.
Dude, Ralston is so good. He was so good in The Departed, man.
We need to talk about Space Marines, man, because I think like
Dude, all we've been doing is talking about Space Marines.
hard sci-fi, Space Marine sci-fi is some of my favorite fucking sci-fi. I just love it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That's why
I love
Starship Troopers is so great, even though it's
Dude, Starship
I
Troopers
like it
the
here.
book.
I like it less in every subsequent reiteration of the concept.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like Ben. I like it in Starship Troopers, and I like it here. It's like after that, I'm kind of like snore.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
So Chad, go ahead. You're going to be the only participant in the Space Marine section. Go.
I just think it's I don't know. It's like every little boy's kind of GI Joe, you know, nerdgasm. You know, it's just you take the fascination with military and soldiers and all that kind of shit from when you're a kid, and supercharge it with futuristic spaceships and fucking drops, and you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. I definitely agree generally that it's getting played out a bit, but like you take, you know, the Space Marines here, you take the book, the Heinlein book, which obviously influenced the Space Marines here of Starship Troopers. You got the Starship Trooper movie, and then I mean even like Halo, like that was a pretty awesome Space Marine kind of thing, and it's just it's every boy's nerdgasm fantasy.
Dope. Halo's pretty dope. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I was thinking about it today, and I think at the time when I was a kid, I was definitely obsessed with Vietnam movies.
Yeah.
And of course I was also obsessed with sci-fi. So like it was like you got your chocolate and my peanut butter, man, and I really dig
That's
it.
it.
Like, you know,
That's it.
it had all the right stuff there.
No doubt.
It
And then
hit
for
all the
me,
right
it was
buttons.
like less Vietnam and more World War II. I was just obsessed with World War II stuff and World War II tanks and planes and all that kind of shit. And it just, it's definitely chocolate and peanut butter, man. And it's a trope that's played out to hell these days. I'm totally willing to concede that point, but fuck, it's good stuff. When done well, Space Marines is good stuff.
Yes, I agree. And it's definitely better than Space Mercenaries, which I'm so burned on, dude. It's like, ugh, come on.
Fair.
Yeah, it's like a big dude with a bitchy woman who's like, you know, crazy, and then there's like, you know, a nerdy tech dude. It's always the same crap.
Yep.
They're fucking chasing Riddick everywhere.
Exactly, dude. Or like the guy, like the dudes, like Wincott and all those dudes in Alien Resurrection. I mean, like they were pretty
Right.
cool, but you know, it's kind of the same thing.
Alien Resurrection, Jesus. Fucking
What?
Perlman.
Yeah, that was the one that was directed by the dude.
Yeah,
Amelie,
Perlman. That's right. Dan Hideya was in that. Dude, Dan Hideya is Mr. Valverde, dude. Hello.
Mr. Valverde.
He likes it. That was so good. Mr. Valverde. I can't
He
even do
likes
it.
it hot. He only accepts cable cash.
Mr. Valverde.
He's a little green.
Let's just make that's gonna be the Sizz this week. We'll make a commercial and it'll be like that.
Okay.
All about Mr. Valverde. He likes it hot with Camel Cash.
All right, Dan.
I love it.
I love it. Good stuff. Anyway, we got more threads going here that Doc Ock has arms. Oh, that was terrible. Maybe
That was pretty terrible.
No? Okay, I'll just call it a death. Let's just call it what it is, okay? It's a death. Hello.
We've got more than 8 threads going.
What you call it a Doc Awkward death?
Ooh, God, that's good.
Yo, how about Apone, dude? I didn't know this until reading it, but he was a legit Sarge in Nam. He was I think it was the first black dude to get elevated to Sarge rank in the Vietnam War.
Are you for real,
Total-
dude? Because that's exactly how
badass.
Arlie Ermy's career got started, dude. He was the drill sergeant in Full Metal, dude, and then that launched him on a whole thing, man.
Dude, I'll drop you a fucking nugget on that right now. I'm gonna nugget on your nugget.
Dude, I'm gonna drop a nugget right now in your head, bro.
Dude, Henriksen, evidently Lance Henriksen said that Full Metal Jacket was being shot nearby and the crews from both of these movies would party together. So Apone
Get
and Ermy would
outta
party
here.
together and shit.
No way.
True story of 7 Space Marines picked to drink in a bar.
This is what happens.
Didn't all the Marines like boot camp style train together before the movie?
In this one, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they left out the LT, which I thought
they
was a
left
clever
out
move.
like Ripley in the LT and obviously Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser, yeah, I think so, which is awesome. It makes a ton of
They
sense.
did what? Wait, they did what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, I was
dude?
trying to
Apparently,
finish my
like
real
boot
world
camp
song.
style trained together.
Oh, for prep, like for the film.
Yeah,
Correct.
Got it. I like that. That's cool.
yeah, it totally sold it, dude. It was like, I love how awkward Turtle the fucking lieutenant was throughout the whole thing.
Oh, he was so great. So just incapable. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm still on Apone, sorry, in my head.
That's fine.
Like he's just Apone's great. Just the way he chews on that cigar, dude. It's just, like when Ripley rolls up and is like, "Hey, can I help out?" Like, yeah, and he does this like chew readjust move with the cigar. That's just like, it's like
I can totally
it's like
see you
oral
like rewinding 10 seconds over and over, back and to the left. Just loving every minute of it.
It's like oral gymnastics, right? And there I was sitting with our friend of the show, John Borman, dude, and we were going over that. We were rewinding it and going over it over and over again.
Did he have a stash? I want to believe he did. I don't think he did.
Wait, Apone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait a minute, dude.
Did he? I want to retcon a
Yes.
stash if he didn't have one.
No, Al Matthews as Sergeant Apone had a mustache.
I love it.
Oh, dude. Well, here we go.
Wow. Just watch the movie. Come on.
I did.
I
But
just watched it twice. I literally was watching it before we started the show, and I don't remember him having a stash. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
it flew out of my brains. Between him and Ermy, Arnie, whatever his fucking name is, between the two of them, they're the
dude,
best.
I cannot wait to put that in the signal reel for the show. Ari, Ermy, Ermy.
Fucking Bert and Ernie. Between Al
There you
Matthews and
go.
Bert and Ernie, those two guys are just like
Bert?
legends.
Bert and Ernie. Yes, they are legendary.
They bring so much to the movies that they're in.
Yes, agreed. Where do you guys want to go next here?
Paxton.
Paxton.
For no reason other than it's Paxton.
Stop your grinning and drop your linens. We found him.
so,
Why'd you put her in charge?
so fucking incredible, man. Just incredible. The dude should have gotten a fucking Oscar for this. Not really. but he should have.
Well, I don't know about that, but I will say that he plays a great combination of like kind of manic and, like he freaks out all the time, but he's like, they did a really good job of making him like a totally capable like Marine. You know what I mean? Like, he's like the tech guy, and he's, doing like these various different things, and he knows how to dial it in,
Just
like,
super high strung.
Yeah, super high strung. Thank you. That's it. Super high strung, but just like super capable too. That's what makes him so great, and like, his funny lines are great too.
I just love how he just like, he's like the kid with ADD running around, man. They're just like, Ripley's like, bro, take a deep breath. It's okay. Like calm down. Go and get me the schematics for the fucking base. This is fucking so good.
I think this might be one of the best things ever. Ben just sent me a clip of just Apone chewing on the stogie, dude.
The exact.
Yeah, I wish we could put this in the chapter art, but we can't.
Maybe what I can do.
No, I can link it in the show notes.
I should spend fucking 6 hours screenshotting each frame of that and then changing the chapter art every half second so that it makes an animated version of it. That's what I should do.
What we need to do is make this into a GIF that loops.
Yeah, man.
That would be the real thing. There's just constantly like Hicks's head going back and forth, and Apone's just chewing on the stogie.
So badass.
So needs to happen, dude. Yeah, he's great. Apone is just awesome. He's so memorable, dude. It's just like his voice, his lines, his delivery, all of it, man. He was excellent. It's so beat when he bites it too, man.
I love how the LT is such a sack of shit and has no idea what he's doing. And he'll say dumb shit. He's like, all right, everyone take your mags out. And, Apone's just like, you heard the man. He'll just be like, come on, let's do it. Like a perfect Sarge,
well, he's
man.
like, yeah, he gets it. He's like all about chain of command, bro.
I love that little bit too, where it's like, give us the firing pins for your sweet machine guns, and Vasquez pulls 2 more out. Fucking great, dude.
Yes, I love that. Like right away, like she hands one over and then just grabs another one and hands it to Drake. It's like, yeah, baby.
Let's rock.
Totally. So good, man. So good. Did you? I just a little quick.
I need you to lay down a suppressive fire and
yeah.
Wait, what was that?
I said I need you to lay down with a suppressive fire.
I need you to lay down suppressing fire with the flame units and fall back in squads. No.
It totally reminds me of that nerdy security guy from Fifth Element. Welcome to Plava Laguna.
Oh, dude, yes.
Real big.
Yeah, they should. Those two should have a love child. Gorman and that guy, like, because they're the same. Very similar.
How many combat drops have you done? 32 simulated.
Yeah,
2 including this one.
Did you see this thing I sent over? I don't know. This popped up when we were on that little Predator thing. This is noteworthy. This is stupid crap I found on the internet by accident this time. Is this Dutch brand whiskey? I don't know if this is real. It can't possibly be, but it's cool.
Maybe. Pretty cool bottle.
What's that?
It's
totally cool, dude. Get to the
real.
chopper. You got a little Predator head on the top. You got the targeting thing with the chopper. It's sweet, dude. I want a T-shirt of that. I don't really care about the whiskey. I want a T-shirt of that. What?
You could do that. The Vasquez
I love that
scene.
the helicopter is in the Predator crosshairs.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, totally.
The Vasquez and what is it? Dutch? What is this fucking not Dutch? Drake.
God, that's a death.
That's
dude.
a death.
Come
Vasquez
on.
and Drake fucking with their firing pins starting to shoot at the aliens and freaking out the LT totally reminded me of like the Jesse Ventura scene where he just lays out with the chain gun in the jungle there for like 10 minutes until it runs dry.
Yes, I love that.
I once got into an argument about whether this was the best action movie ever in the history of action movies, and the competition that was brought by the other party was Predator, the original Predator. And we decided Predator was a better action movie because it was one guy versus a predator. I'm curious your guys' thoughts on this as considered to being the greatest action movie ever. I don't know if I buy that anymore.
What? Wait, this is the greatest action movie ever?
Yeah.
No way. No.
Spitball some other really good action movies. I was thinking about it last night. I think like, Die Hard, T2. Like what else is
What are we talking like define action movie?
Well,
like,
that's I think
straight up action.
That's where I think some of the interesting conversation is to be had. So I'm just kind of curious.
Agreed.
Generally, if I say what are a couple of examples of the best action movies ever? What would each of you guys say?
I would say unask the question.
Yes,
all right,
dude,
Zen
nice.
Master.
Yeah, very Ania, by the way, Jarhigo, which I know you've.
I mean, you could like make a case for like a Commando, but you'd have to argue that
Don't you hyena me?
that these are better.
What?
Don't you hyena me?
I did hyena you because that's exactly what that dumb gesture that she always made that you hated so much meant.
She made a gesture with her hands that meant maybe later, but not now. I'm hungry.
It has to be in 10 minutes. And it was kind of flirty.
She made a gesture with her hands that meant, I'm going to go get a soda. I'll be right back. And I'm going to hang out with John Borman while I do it. All right. Wow. My brain is so shot. What the hell were we talking about?
Action movies.
Should we really
Thank
get
you.
into the
Okay.
greatest action movie of all time in the middle of
Just for
talking
like
about
just
aliens?
for 30 seconds. I know it's
I
making you mad,
mean,
but I think this
I
is
don't
a
know,
contender.
dude. I can make a strong case that Fifth Element is an awesome action movie. I can make a strong case that Ronin is an excellent action movie, and it's an excellent a lot of things. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
neither of them
I
are
don't know,
better
man.
than like this or Predator.
I would take Ronin over either of those movies any day of the week.
You would take Ronin over Predator or Aliens.
But that's what I'm saying. Define action movie, dude.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because like Ronin's like not really a thriller. It's more like a spy kind of movie. There's a ton of great action in it, though. You know what I mean? If we're talking about like blowing shit up like big style, I don't know, man. Like Demolition Man is pretty crazy, dude. Like,
Fair.
yeah, if you're talking about like
Tomato
big
cannoli.
explosions and shit and crazy people doing crazy shit, like Snipes and what's his face,
My
your dad there, aka Jarhigo, Cyclops. You know, like that movie is crazy and just good for action. I don't know, like
Hey, when
Point
it
Break.
comes to
That's a great
movies,
action movie.
Don't forget your dear old dad.
Don't forget Pops. Hey.
Don't forget Mr. Brute Cologne himself, dude. Like I know Point Break is a great action movie. Roadhouse is a great action movie, but Roadhouse is like all fighting, dude. You know what I mean? Like so. I think you need to define the question a little bit better.
I intentionally didn't define the question. I did not
Hey,
expect
what do you think
the
would win the fight, Kirk or Spock?
verbal diarrhea that I totally, I'm
I
down.
wager 4 quattlos on the newcomer.
Kick him in the knee balls. Okay, I unasked the question, Benny. Thank you. You were right all along.
Empire Strikes Back, great action movie, and a Star Wars death.
Oh boy.
What? It's true.
Can we talk about how much I fucking hated Paul Reiser in this movie?
Dude, that's what he is. That's why Paul Reiser is so great, because you hate him so much.
Dude, after that scene where he locks the Newt and Ripley in the room with the face huggers, if I were Ripley, or Newt for that matter, if I were Newt, I would have taken a handgun and just shot him in the face the next time I saw him. I wouldn't have sat down and been like, oh, let's have a fucking trial about this. I just would have blasted his fucking head off and been like, cool, next.
I love how he's like, he does this like a bunch of times in the movie, and then like he gets confronted and he's always like, whoa, let's think about this for a second. It's like, dude, how about we not?
How about no?
Let's just kick your ass.
What a slimy piece of shit.
Yeah, he did. He played a excellent turd in this movie.
I loved it.
I'm sorry.
I
Has
hated
nobody
it.
discussed this with you? No, nobody's discussed how long I was out in space. But you, who is basically like a corporate debauch, you're going to do it. That's perfect. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear that I've missed my entire life. And depending on which version of the movie you watch, my daughter's life, I want you to tell me that.
But
It's
that's
like,
not important. I've got a great opportunity for you. Your daughter's dead, but let's not talk about that right now.
but let's send you back in there. Hey, kiddo, I think it'd be great for you. God, he's such a tool, man.
Perfectly cast.
Perfectly.
Ripley, I got a great
Perfectly.
opportunity for you. I think this is a really great fit. Have you ever heard of Amway?
This is Space Amway.
Hey, girl, haven't talked to you in a long time.
There you go.
Oh, fuck.
You know what else he does that really just gets under
the
my
products
skin?
they sell themselves.
Boy, that was funny.
I kind of like the idea that Wayland Yutani is really Space Amway.
Dude, there you go.
I'm
waiting
so
for you
on
to
board with
come
that.
up with something big like that. That's great. Wayland Yutani selling you cosmetics all over the galaxy.
I'm so on board. It's a fucking pyramid scheme where the one dude at the top is Guy Pearce or whatever launching space fucking stations and shit. He got his riches off of a pyramid scheme. I am so on board.
I love it.
You said something got under your skin.
Oh my God. He was always like, he just had a way of like trying to be overly familiar with her that was just so annoying. It was so perfect in its annoyingness. But like the other thing too is he was always using these Spanish words all the time in like this, I'm trying to be cool, matter of fact kind of way, you know, like when,
I can't remember that at all.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like when he goes to visit her in the apartment with Gorman, and he's like, Ripley, these colonial Marines, they're really tough hombres, you know. And then later he's like, oh, whoa, hold on, yeah, if you guys fire in there, it's big explosion, and adios muchachos. You know, like he keeps doing that. It just makes me want to hit him more.
I don't remember that at all, and I want to pretend that you're
guys,
making
that's
that
just
up.
a no way Jose right there. We're just not gonna
not doing it.
Exactly.
Hey, have you guys tried the cornbread?
Hasta la
It's
vista, baby, on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys tried the cornbread? Exactly. It's IK Delicioso. Oh, I love it. I want to just like pretend that you watch like a crazy, download that had like Mexican audio on it or something, like Spanish audio.
Oh my God. What if he was like, remember those terrible old Taco Bell commercials with that dog?
Oh, I fucking hated those things.
No, it would have been great if he just turned to somebody who was like, Yo quiero Taco Bell?
Dude, I am now officially saying that I am killing you because I had forgotten that commercial existed until just now.
Sorry.
You made my day worse.
I work for the company, but don't let that fool you. I'm really not a bad guy.
Yeah, I'm actually really nice.
I can speak Spanish. You want to hear?
I'm learning another language. I guess his mom said like "thank God" or something when he was killed in the premiere, sitting next to him, which I think is great.
Wait, what?
Like Paul Reiser's mom hated the character so much that when he died on screen, she was just like, "Thank God for that," you know. Even she hated him, which I think is fucking amazing.
Wow, that's like the third or fourth anecdote I feel like where like somebody was watching the movie with their mom and they got upset.
Yeah,
at the performance.
Not like upset, but just like she was on the motorcycle with us. I love it. He sold it.
Love it.
Yeah,
I love that she went into the future to get on the motorcycle with us. That's
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yep. I reckon this is one of Michael Bihn's top performances too, man.
This and Terminator, dude. Hello.
Yeah, and Ringo. He played Ringo Starr in the
Ringo as well.
Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, that's it. He played Ringo Starr, right? Johnny Ringo Starr.
He's so fucking good in this, dude. I misremembered that he died. I thought that Sigourney and Newt were the only ones that got out, but he's all patched up.
No, he gets out, but then he dies when they land on the prison planet in the next movie.
Was the next movie the one that was by the dude that did Delicatessen,
Fincher.
the really weird one?
Wait, what?
Alien Resurrection, is that the third one?
No, Alien 3 is the third one, but it's like a 3 like cubed, you know?
Oh, that's the one with the alien dog or some shit. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Yeah. That's one way to characterize it. Yeah, it's it's good, man. David Fincher directed that. That was
Really?
one of his first movies. Yeah. That's why it's worth watching, dude, because it's actually pretty good. It's like, it's more of the same, like,
Yeah.
Alien, but it's got like Charles Dutton in it, and Charles Dance is in it. Some really good actors in it. It's cool, man.
Check it out.
It's interesting. It's like a prison planet that's like basically empty except for these few prisoners that have like, kind of redeemed themselves, and they've stayed there voluntarily. It's interesting.
Well, between Ripley as mom and Michael Biehn as dad, I think the little family unit with Newt was the heart of this movie for sure.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Are we transitioning to Newt now? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, it's like a bean Newt, whatever.
A bean Newt. Okay. The little girl, like, as much as I sort of loathe the trope of like, the vulnerable kid in the movie, and like, the kid gets lost and like, okay, now we're on a side quest. Like, I'm so tired of that. Like, this little girl really just crushed this role,
yeah, dude.
And she's so good at screaming, man. Like, it sounds so weird to say, but she is so good at like blood curdling, I'm scared shitless screams. Like, she nailed it. And she's like kind of a little badass too.
Dude,
like,
totally. She's a survivor.
Yeah, she's a total survivor. Like the way she survives, and like when they're in the med lab, dude, and then like, she's screaming and the thing's trying to choke Ripley, and then the other one comes up on that little cart, and she just like sees it and she just shoves the cart against the wall. Like, she's just on point, dude.
She's great.
Yeah, she's really fantastic, man. And in this version, the special edition version, we get to see her as like a normal kid too, like in the beginning, which is great.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know how I feel about that whole scene. I kind of like that the first time you see her in the original theatrical is like she's, in her little hovel and doesn't talk. I kind of prefer that in a way.
Well, I'm with you 100% because the version that we got in the theater was clearly the right version, right? Like, I as I said in my high level, or whenever I said that I like that beginning bit, with like the rover and the whole family going out there. Like, I thought it added a little bit to it, or it was kind of cool to see it. It didn't necessarily, obviously it wasn't necessary, but I like that bit of it more than I like any of the other additions in the movie. Like, I didn't even like that speech that Hudson does in it. It's only in the special edition one. It was too, I don't know, kind of non-Hudson sort of.
The gun speech?
Yeah, he's like, I'm a total badass. Check me out. I'm a basket of fries. Like,
it was hilarious.
I was like,
But yeah, I'm glad it was.
Yeah, it was funny, but like too like goofy funny. I don't know.
It was pretty funny.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
What else do we want to cover?
I don't know. Lots of stuff. I want to talk about the differences between the two movies, maybe? No? We already done that enough?
Yeah, whatever.
Weren't you just doing that?
Well,
you want to tackle again from a different angle?
It came at me from a funny angle.
I love when you do that because you're right. No, we don't need to do it. We just did it, I guess. Should we talk about like Lance Henriksen? Like,
dude, he was great.
I mean, he's Lance Henriksen, dude. I mean, this is one of his, like, that guy, I swear to God, he, like, everything he did was awesome. And he just, like, I never felt like he got the accolades or the credit that he really deserved. Because, like, he's such an excellent performer, man. Like, you guys remember that show Millenium, like, a couple 10 years ago? Like, he was the star of that show. Like, yeah, it was really good, man. He was really good in it. Like, this is like easily one of his like most memorable roles, man. Like this, and he's great in Terminator and really everything that he's been in. He's just fantastic, man.
Yeah, the movie Pumpkinhead is coming to mind.
There you go.
I don't know if I've seen that one, but I love it. What else has he done? I don't.
It's a horror movie. He some like hooligans on motorcycles run over his little kid, so he like goes to this crazy witch in the wood and like sells his soul to the devil to like create this evil demon called Pumpkinhead that goes and kills all the people, and then he like has a change of heart about it.
That sounds so good.
The name of the movie, it's actually a pretty good movie, but he's great in that. And I don't know, man. I think he's not like Hollywood accolades, big, but I think he gets lots of nerd cred for sure.
Definitely.
Oh, he definitely gets nerd cred, bro.
He's excellent.
I fully expected there to be like 10 movies. I was like, oh yeah. But when I opened up his IMDb, I was just like, I don't really see a heck of a lot that he really had as an opportunity. Like, I don't recognize a lot of the stuff. Some of it I did. But
is that it? So are you admitting that that's an ejection death? Or?
No. It was actually yesterday when I was looking at it. But I mean, if you want to kill me, I don't care. I don't know. I just feel like he was such a solid actor. I'm just really surprised he didn't have as much opportunity, I guess.
But he is a solid actor.
No, I know, but I just like kind of wish that he would have had more great meaty roles because he just fucking was so good in this.
That's what I mean, though. Like, I'm surprised James Cameron didn't put him in Avatar. Dude.
Yeah. Maybe he's in Avatar 6, so don't worry about it.
He'll be in Avatar 9, and he'll be like 80 years old, dude.
But he's awesome. I think, yeah, Bishop, I really think it was smart to have Bishop be good here versus Ian Holm be bad in the first one. I think it was like Ripley's reaction to him and like slapping the cornbread out of his hands kind of thing. Like it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And Henriksen played it just perfectly.
Agreed.
Yeah, they did a good job ratcheting it up too, or the whole thing where he's like, "I'm sorry if I scared you. I couldn't stay on the platform. It was unstable." Like all that shit. Like just right up until he's like puking milk,
dude.
In the final act,
that scene where he gets ripped in half is just such a fucking legendary moment.
Yeah, it's huge.
He's just so memorable in this movie. He's so good.
Yeah, no doubt.
He has like the last line, doesn't he? Like pretty good for a human.
Oh, he does too.
Yeah.
He does.
There you go.
That jump scare kind of bit where they're like, oh, that was fun. Well, we survived that. And then all of a sudden the tail goes through his chest. So good.
Wow, dude, he's 81.
Dude's a badass. I love the chemistry between Ripley and Hicks, man, by the end of it. I like that they played into that a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that they leaned into it a little bit and didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, there's like no fucking smooches
it's
or
always
anything.
better when you just, I'm like, did they hook up? Like, I kind of hope they did, like, I like feeling like that where it's like, I don't know. And I can kind of like finish it in my head. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
You don't need the kiss.
but like, we don't have to see like oh my God, you're so amazing. And like, we have to go find nude. Like, you're so amazing too. Like, ugh, God, I'm so sick of that.
It was handled well. It was definitely handled well.
Wow, Lance Henriksen has done an inordinate amount of Sasquatch movies. That is weird.
Close the tab.
Shut up. You said that last time. We can't use that twice.
Well, and I meant it both times.
It's not a bit. It's an actual.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
an
a
actual-
request.
Yeah, it's a request.
Physical problem and a request. Please close the tab. All right, I closed it.
Thank you.
I closed the whole window, bro.
Good stuff.
For you.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, so what else? Where else are we here?
I don't know.
Like, what have we covered? What do we need to cover?
Well, while we're there, and just to tie into the awesome stuff in a movie thread that we started earlier,
Sure.
you can't not at least make a quick mention of the P5000 powered work loader,
Oh, man.
Dude.
So cool.
and just how dope that thing is.
I love how you know the names of all this shit. It's so
It's
great.
perfect.
It's so nerd. It's perfect. Exactly.
I think somebody corrected us on a earlier episode when we were floundering, and I have since straightened up and flew correctly.
you like
You've been
drill
sharpening your
flashcards
knife,
every
dude.
night
I
before
can
bed or
see
something.
that.
I
love
don't
it.
take my nerd scoldings lightly.
Fair enough.
Benny's been having his roommate like grill him with flashcards like before the episodes.
Exactly. Dude, that loader is so awesome.
The loader was called the B6000. No, 5000. Get it right. The show is on the line.
I guess a bunch of like warehouse people tried to order them. They were like, "Hey, where do we get these things?" And they were like, it was a prop, dude."
Dude, well, it was one of the coolest props ever
Really?
because it looks so real and it looks so completely functional, dude. Like it was probably the coolest piece of like non pew alien whatever, dude, ever in a movie. Like it's just sweet.
Dude, even just the entire hangar. You know, they walk into that hangar for the first time, and there's a couple of drop ships and the loaders and a bunch of like, gun crates and all the guns. Like, just the sets were just unfucking believable, man.
Yeah, the sets are really good.
Yeah.
Bay 12, please.
Where do you want it? Yeah, and just speaking of the final act there, like the battle between Ripley and the power loader versus the alien queen, like considering where the rest of the movie is just so dark and claustrophobic, it's like they're in this really large, bright space through that whole thing. Like it just struck me at the end, like when they fall into the into the airlock and she's crawling out. I'm like, wow, it's like it's so we can see everything so well.
Yeah, the airlock's white
Versus like
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like straight out of 2001 kind of. But totally even for 86, like it's completely plausible and you buy the effect.
What do you mean, the airlock thing?
Yeah, like the airlock's super cool and white and very Stanley Kubrick, and then you've got the loader, and the alien pulls the loader in, and the loader flips around and lands on top of her. Like all of those shots are just fucking super solid.
Super solid.
Yes, agreed. Really, really well done.
Even like her getting spaced and stuff, like was
Mm-hmm.
Getting spaced. Wow.
I've been watching a bit too much Expanse.
Yeah, what's up? I'm like,
frosted Lucky Charms. They're magically
what do you say?
delicious.
I forgot about that. Oh, that was great.
Wait, what was
When
that?
Ashford gets spaced and we said he was singing the Lucky Charms song instead of singing some fucking Irish shanty.
They're magically delicious.
Exactly.
I love it. Get away from her, you
Sorry,
bitch.
Queenie.
No, that was good.
In canon now, anybody who gets spaced has to sing that.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
New rule.
It makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree with you about the sets. Really, really good. Like all the sets were pretty dope. Like I just love it's not really, I don't know, like brutal or industrial in the kind of like the Total Recall set kind of way, but like just everything has like a really meaty kind of chunk to it. I know it sounds kind of funny way to describe it, but
Meaty chunks.
like the doors are really like thick in metal, and like between the sound design, which I think is incredible in this movie, and the sets, like you really get the sense that like the structures are really like sound, and like the walls are like thick, like it's built to withstand like really intense shitty planetary conditions and so forth. You know what I mean? Like all of like the doors and just like the way the structures are built, you know, like I don't know, it's just something that always jumped out at me about this movie, you know.
Dude, the opening shot with the robot arm cutting open Ripley's door was so sick.
I love that. So
sick. And the door just like fucking thunks down and it's like 6 inches thick. Like it sets you up immediately to buy how heavy duty all this shit is.
Yes, agreed. And one thing, I don't know what it is about this movie. Like one of my favorite tech things was those mini blowtorches that just could like rifle through that metal in like 5 seconds. Like they all had one. It was all the size of like a hairspray bottle. You know what I mean? Totally. And they were just like, yeah, just cut it open. Like, boom, let's go. You know, like cut that thing. Like they were just cutting everything, dude. Sealing doors, cutting open holes for tunnels for Bishop. Like
it's an infomercial
cutting
for the
through the locks.
Chop.
Like, yeah,
cuts through everything. Cuts through doors.
Somebody handed one of those torches to Jack Butter when he was trying to sneeze, and it melted his face off.
Exactly.
Oh my god! I'm cutting through the lock. You're making me cry. I'm crying. Hey, I'm cutting through doors. You're making me cry. It's a slap chop.
Cutting onions.
Did you ever see the Jack Chop, dude? The parody of the slap chop?
Nope.
Oh, man, that is so damn good. I got to dig that up.
Don't dig it up
anyway,
now.
You know I'm gonna.
No,
I'm
don't.
kidding. Okay, so, right, the little torches. Totally dope.
And like you said, the facilities being really like heavy duty. I think one of the great higher level choices here was like the Marines kind of don't give a fuck about the mission, and then they get on the ground, and Ripley's like, "No, this is serious stuff." You know, Vasquez is like, "I only need to know one thing: where they are." You know, like, okay, Vasquez. And they land in the...
Yeah, you're so badass. I love Vasquez. You.
Oh.
Yeah.
Low five.
Can you get a high five? No? Okay.
Oh my god. It's like it is. It's like a total badass love fest between the two of them. He's like, "You're a total badass, Vasquez." "No, you are a total badass." And then John Borman runs in. He's like, "You guys are both badasses."
Exactly. Sort of a
I think
pull up.
it's kind of that way, but it's a little more one-sided with the love from Drake going to Vasquez, I think.
Yeah, Vasquez is just like, damn right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Damn
You're
right, puta.
You're right. But
Like, all right.
he's dude.
You're badass.
She smacks him in the face, and he's like, "Oh."
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, oh, wow.
Oh. Okay, give me one more a little harder, please.
Yeah, you know Drake's got a gimp suit in his locker.
Yeah, totally, man. You know who would have made a great Colonial Marine?
Andy Dick.
No, the Techno Viking.
Ooh, he would. Good call.
Wow, yeah, he would have just pointed at the alien queen.
She would have left.
She would have
She would have
exploded.
just left, and then somebody would have handed him some water, and they would have danced.
I can't get this picture out of my head of like that dude, but with like Colonial Marine like pants on, shirtless, with dog tags and a pulse rifle slung, but he's doing those moves that he does in the street in that video down the hallway, like towards the aliens.
Just remember, the music. Techno Viking doesn't dance to the music. The music dances to Techno Viking.
That's it. I just picture Techno Viking
Exactly.
like instead of the automated sentry guns, he's just standing there doing his dance, and the aliens kind of stop, and they're like, "Oh, that's a pretty good dance," you know. Maybe they start doing it. You know? Oh, you have a dance party.
You know what else is interesting about that, Chad, is that the tune has a little bit of the
It does. It does have a little bit,
right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so good. Anyway, all right.
Mr. Valhalla.
Totally. Mr. Techno Viking. He likes it hot.
Oh man.
All right, so where the hell are we? What are we doing here? Are we gonna wrap this up or what?
Yeah, I don't know what else we got.
Well, I mean, we can talk about, I mentioned the sound design, and we can talk about that for a minute more. Or we can
Music's
talk about the
great. It's
awesome.
soundtrack.
Sound is
What
great.
else? No.
Yep.
There you go.
I was just saying a minute ago that I liked how, you know, the Marines didn't give a shit, and then they land and it's all quiet. There's nobody around. And so the Marines are even more like, don't fucking care. Place is clear, you know? And Ripley's like, dude, it's not fucking clear.
Right.
And then they find all the bodies and they go in and they get their shit pushed in. It was just great suspense.
It's Idiot Gorman. It's like
Yeah.
that.
Tons of great suspense.
She's like, it's not clear. It's clear, Ripley. Jesus.
I'm in charge.
Why do you have to be that person? I'm in charge.
The team just gets fucking wiped out.
I love when she just like takes command and just starts driving the APC.
But that's the best too. Like he completely folds, you know, the whole bit you guys were saying earlier with retreat and fours or whatever, and she ends up she ends up having to save the day and driving the fucking really super cool APC in, which was a really awesome piece of kit, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, dude. If there's I totally actually forgot about that until right now. Like, if there's one piece of anything that's got meaty chunk and is just totally awesome, futuristic, it's that APC. That thing is sweet,
No doubt.
and it looks like it could drive through like 10 buildings and not have a scratch on it.
Dude, no doubt. I read about that actually, where it was a 75-ton airport tow truck for like British Airways.
Dude, yes.
And they like stripped out a whole bunch of like heavy weights out of it and got it down to like 35 tons. But then in order to be able to use it in the movie, they had to like reinforce all the floors. Like the thing legit had a bit of fucking heft to it, which is super cool.
That is cool.
Because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there were miniature versions of it and stuff in some of those shots, but it kind of didn't look like it really worked. But I love that they had a functioning one, you know?
Yeah, and I love how the cannon on the top like slid down the back to like get into, you know, low hanging spaces.
Well, you guys are talking all about the alien toy. Like that was a toy I wanted to have. Was that'd be the sick toy?
Yeah.
The one thing we haven't touched on, which I don't know, kind of seems obvious in hindsight to not really need to talk about, but the aliens themselves are pretty awesome. We probably covered the alien creature design more in Blind Date with the weird Giger art show than we did in this one. But
We might have.
I think the Giger stuff was just fucking amazing. It really makes the movie in terms of the design of the characters.
Yes. I was going to just bring up kind of a general note about like, you know, let's remember that this is all practical effects. There's no CGI.
Yeah.
And it's still so good.
It's so good.
Even in 2022, like, it's just that good.
Yeah, the aliens are great fucking monsters, man.
Seriously.
Yeah, and just the, whatever they sacrifice and what it might look like, they covered for in darkness and in, movement, like seeing these things, in the first movie, it's kind of like somebody stumbles upon the alien and it's there and it kills them, like this one, like you're seeing them like crawling around in their element and like blending in with shit and just kind of dropping out of nowhere. And, like it kind of makes more sense. Like you get a better feeling for what these creatures are like in their element,
Yeah. I gotta say though, Ben, like I didn't like one thing I never really got, like just kind of zooming out on the whole Alien franchise, like so they were found on the ship in the first one on the same exact planet as in the second one, like, and then we see a very similar ship in Prometheus. It's like, are they flying the ships? Like they don't seem like they would be intelligent enough to do that. They seem very like.
No, they're not flying the ships. The fucking giant architect people are flying the ships.
I kind of wish that the Prometheus stuff didn't really explain things that way, though. Like, I kind of like the idea of them being able to get themselves around, and then it's going with the whole like queen drone kind of ant/bee kind of thing.
Sure, I dig that. I just never really. Yeah, go ahead.
Just to be clear here, going all the way back to the original Alien movie, there is like a giant alien skeleton in the driver's seat of the ship.
That's true.
So
the original movie, really?
Yeah, it's never been implied that the hatchling egg, face hugger alien, whatever that those aliens are the ones that were flying the ship. As far as I understand it, they've never been implied to be the ones that were in the flying saucer, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like they
bleep buttons to make it land.
The bleep bloops, yeah, exactly. It does seem like Cameron lifted some of the inspiration from like a Starship Troopers, and Starship Troopers has like warrior cast bugs and brain cast bugs and kind of the queen kind of thing. So I definitely kind of, in my imagination, it was always that there was that type of thing.
I gotta read that book.
It's a good book, short. You can read it in a couple nights. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I at the time it was just Alien and Aliens, and I always kind of loved the idea of them being like a sentient race that could get spacefaring race that could get themselves around, and they were just kind of Predator-esque, very fucking just hardcore predators.
Yeah, but the way they behave, I think, is what I'm saying is that they're not like the same level as the Predator, where clearly the Predator has like technology and they use their mind. Yeah, exactly. Like they never really seem that way. They seem very like ant or bee, like hive mind kind of.
But to Ben's point, the kind of the queen or a queen equivalent could be different than the drones, so it's plausible.
That's true. Yeah, it's plausible, man. Let me ask a question. What do you guys think of the whole franchise? Like, should they just have left it alone after this movie?
Yes.
And just,
probably. Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's just like I get they had a cash cow and shit and they're trying to milk it and stuff, but like, I don't know. I was pumped for Prometheus, but disappointed with the result.
I was pumped for it too, but yeah, similarly.
I don't know. I think I preferred it's the same thing we talk about often with Star Wars and Matrix stuff, with like, you don't need to see Zion, you don't need to see the Clone Wars. Like, guessing at the origins of the aliens is better than explaining the origin of the aliens. Like us talking about what we imagine the origin is and trying to kind of like provide a plausible scenario is better than to be like, no, it's this dumb fucking thing here. Prometheus, for example. Where it's like, Michael Fassbender fucking is actually the guy that makes the aliens because he's a fucking android. And you're like, okay, cool, that's dumb.
Wow, that skeleton is cool. It's so much like Prometheus. It's crazy.
Well, obviously that's where they pulled it from.
Well, I know. It was kind of a stupid thing to say.
So, I mean, look, as much as what I don't like, I feel like they should have really tried to come up with a compelling story for the more recent movies, and they tried, and I don't think it worked the way they hoped it would.
You mean Alien Covenant?
Just any of them.
Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah, which I didn't see. I don't know. I was kind of contemplating possibly watching it.
Neither of them are as bad as I remember, but they're just not like super duper compelling, I don't think.
Bummer too.
But it's like they took this scene that I just put a picture up, of the original Alien pilot, and they're like, how do we connect all this shit? You know? And it's like they just the newer movies have like a making it up as we're going kind of thing that just like stinks,
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Could you at least had a fucking plan before you got started here, guys? Jesus Christ.
Well, this is somewhat of a trap, dude, because this is like the conversation we've had a lot lately. Like, it's just like fan service garbage. You know what I mean? It's like, who cares? Like, do we really need to know? Like what we were saying about Han Solo,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to see this thing. It's like this 2-second reference from the first movie. So like you can feel better about the original movies. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't need to be there. Just make some cool story. Like, please, somebody write a cool story. That's not like, the kid gets lost and there's aliens everywhere and they're going to go get the kid. And like everybody's got to make it back to the ship and only one person died. Like, it's just, come on, dude. It's all so old and just been done to death, man.
It's like, I'm sure we'll talk about this in Boba Fett when we get to it, but you compare like a Book of Boba Fett series to a Mando series, and they're very similar in a lot of ways, but the Mando series seems to be stronger because it's new stuff as opposed to like taking an old character. And I think, second to that, it's like Prometheus, if I could snap my fingers and have the exact same movie come out a year or two after Aliens, might have done better. Often now it's like there's such huge gaps, and the movies weren't made at the time and probably shouldn't be made now. It's like, okay, cool. It's like a cash cow now, but it just wasn't made in 1992. So we probably just shouldn't make it now, because it's just not going to be the same.
I agree, dude.
I want to revisit the Prometheus stuff. And I don't think I ever saw Covenant just because I was so blah about Prometheus.
Jaded.
I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, no.
Because like the fourth Alien movie is directed by the guys that did Delicatessen and Amelie. They're like fucking phenomenal French directors, but the movie was just kind of fucking ridiculous. It was just style over substance. It had some cool story elements, but then like the weird like human alien that was like mama, like that was just creepy, dude, and weird. I don't know, man. It was a weird direction to take it with the whole like resurrecting everybody and I don't know, whatever. But it's the same thing. Like it's, Aliens became a Juggernaut franchise. Predator became a Juggernaut franchise. Then they were doing Aliens versus fucking Predator. And then they were doing Aliens versus Predator versus fucking Cowboys versus Aliens. And it's just like, guys, everyone needs to calm the fuck down.
Right. Then they did like Predators versus, the mercenaries of the universe. Like they've never nailed it, dude. Like it's like the original movie, this, and then the original Predator. Actually Predator 2 is a lot better. Like when Predator 2 came out, I was like, but like now you look at Predator 2, it's like 1,000 million times better than the schlock that's come after it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was trying to be its own thing.
And then like everybody's like, okay, there's a new Predator movie. Okay, this one's going to be the one that's like, awesome. And it's like, it's not.
It's just not.
The Larry Fish, Adrian Brody one, like great cast. Like, I can't believe they got all those actors together. But like the movie was just kind of dumb, dude, And like, I didn't even bother to see the Prisoners on the Bus one with Key and Peele, dude. I was just like, what? No. Even though Shane Black directed it, you know what I mean? And Shane Black was in the original movie. It's just like, okay, here we go. This will get dialed in. Nope.
Yeah.
Alien versus Predator. Nope. Requiem. Nope.
Because there's some good material out there. It's just not movie worthy. I remember somebody gave.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they just never.
Aliens versus Dread. Like that was a great comic. It just wouldn't be a good movie.
No, it wouldn't be a good movie. But like exactly, like good premise though. Like the problem with these movies like Predator and Alien is it's like the properties are cool. Nobody writes a good story. It's like the same sort of conversation that we've had about Star Wars. Like, just write a good story. Like, I mean, the first Alien versus Predator like movie, honestly, like the story is actually kind of cool. Like the idea of like the predators coming to hunt in that one spot and they release a couple aliens, like that's actually pretty neat. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Again, bad execution. Bunch of actors nobody's heard of or cares about that didn't do a very good job. Like, and then Lance Henriksen's there trying to save it. It's just like, no. I don't know.
So we're fans
Sorry,
of the franchise.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tirade. Sorry.
You dip out, Benny? I heard a door.
I don't know. He might have. Probably sick of listening to me to go on. He was probably like, Kev's on a tirade. I'm going to slip out and grab a snacky.
Fair enough.
That's exactly what happened. And I almost just tripped on a hard cat shit kibble
Nice.
poop thing.
Wait, you mean like a piece of hard cat shit? Or
Like a pile of little rabbit cat turds that are like hard like stones, and I literally almost slipped on my way back into the room.
Fun.
Like I was stepped on fucking marbles or something.
Sorry.
I'm not happy.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fair enough.
No, it's funny, but I'm like,
Not happy.
I'm not happy
You
about
got
it.
up to
get
get a
it. I
snack
wouldn't
because
be
Kev
either.
wouldn't shut up about Aliens versus Predator and came back and almost died. Love it.
I just wish they had. I think part of what I'm so upset at is I just wish they had done something cool with the properties, man, because there's something there.
They're cool properties.
Like they are, but like it's just funny to me. It's like the same thing as like the sequelogy. It's like the sequelogy comes out, all of a sudden the prequel trilogy looks way fucking better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want some Jawa
Like
juice?
in so what do you know? You know, like it's the same kind of thing. It's just like, Predator 2, I was always like, it's not in the woods. It's not Arnold. Like, this sucks. Like now, of course, I think it's great because it is. And Danny Glover and massive piles of Coke. But like, it's like you take all the subsequent Alien and Predator movies and you're just like, they're terrible compared to that.
I agree. I concur.
Let's move on / wrap this up.
Out of all of it, I think, like the Alien versus Predator shit, like maybe that works in a comic book, but just why?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
each thing isn't cool enough on its own. Like, I don't know. It's just not, I don't think it improves anything or elevates anything to combine those two properties. It just
It elevates neither.
seems like a grab,
No, totally.
Yeah. It's like, dude, water is awesome. And so is dirt. Hey, let's put them together. No.
Yeah. Mud puddles all the way down.
Exactly.
All right, I'm here.
Great. Let's wrap this up.
I think I died when we were going to, attempt to have what's the greatest action movie of all time conversation in the middle of this.
Yes.
Yeah, I think your eyes rolled back in your head and it like severed your optic nerves to your brain and like everything shut down.
I died. I fully noped out. I was like, really? Okay.
Don't care.
I'm going to put greatest action movie nope out death. There you go.
Bits and bobs?
I think we bit and bobbed the fuck out of this thing.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I think we bit and bobbed our way through the podcast.
I agree with that
agree.
too.
Cool.
We did miss one bit that needs to be said out loud, and which is nuke it from orbit.
Okay.
It's the only way to be sure.
Oh, God damn it. Yes.
Like
So
that's a
Go
bit
ahead.
that needs to be said out loud as one of the best bits of sci-fi
Nuke
cinema
the whole site
ever.
from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
It is the only way.
The
to do it.
the dropship's pretty sick. 5x5 in the pipe. The chick with the aviators, she was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was. Pharaoh.
Absolutely.
Love Pharaoh.
The bishop knife hand
Ooh, yeah, yep.
thing.
Yep. That was really good too.
Even the
Iconic.
cat. I love the relationship she has with the cat, where she's like, "Yeah, you shithead, you're
Yes.
staying here or whatever." I love that.
You little shithead. You're staying home this time.
Yeah.
I love how she's always like smoking and there's like a foot long ash hanging off her smoke.
Who's always smoking?
Ripley,
Yeah.
dude.
Really?
Speaking of arcane tech, her video phone was pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
Oh my God, dude. That thing was archaic.
Even just seeing all the camel cash, all the cigarettes in the movie was interesting.
Mm.
You just wouldn't see that these
also,
days.
I gotta. This is like a gripey bit, like Kev style. Like let's make it future-y. So what do? We'll take regular suits and we'll turn the back part of the collar up.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like it too. You know, I actually do that now when I wear a sport coat. Sometimes it's like
You pop the collar of your sport coat. You dick. I love it.
yeah, there's something dumber about this, but yeah, I do. Chad,
I love
Okay.
it. You guys start
Great.
dropping Paul
So-
Reiser quotes with that.
It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call. Hey, you know, these Space Marines are really, really tough hombres. That's great. I feel better already, Burke. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. No problemo. We're going there to kill them. Nothing else.
Yep.
I promise.
Yeah, you know, we manufacture those, by the way. Oh, you do? Perfect, because I was looking for an atmospheric processing station, and I was hoping I could get a hold of one.
I love the bit.
Now you can sell it to me.
I didn't realize it was from the special edition because I only watched.
Those things sell themselves to Space Amway.
Yeah, exactly. I love the on that exact thread though. There's a bit where he's like, "Yeah, you know, we're colonizing worlds or whatever the slogan." She's like, "Yeah, I saw the commercial, asshole." It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, totally.
Space Amway, I love
Burke
that.
had a pretty sweet vest, huh?
Yeah,
He did.
Through the whole rest of the movie.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Not like super futuristic, but yeah, still cool.
They didn't make it into a space vest. It was just like a gray Marty McFly vest. But
Yeah, it was kind of blah. I think you know the other thing too, like when I was talking about like the whole him coming in to like tell her, him being the one to tell her about the 57 years. Then in the the special edition version, he's also the one to go and tell her that her daughter's dead.
yeah, dude.
That she outlived her daughter. Like,
Doesn't give a fuck.
guy's like the worst person ever. How about a nurse? Like, I'd rather a nurse told me that than him.
Yeah,
And he comes in like rocking my cat in his arms. It's like, dude, put my cat down and fucking leave, man.
get out of here.
God, where am I coming up with all this stuff? Anyway, let's move on.
put the cat down.
Put the cat down.
We put the pussy down, bro. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, I didn't mean it in a sexual way. I mean it like a cat.
I know. We have one potential female listener confirmed. Please go.
I'm so sorry about that pussy joke.
So sorry.
All right, whatever.
No. I'm just
Like
fucking with you, dude.
they're like swimming upstream. Go ahead. Next bit.
I think
And or Bob, go.
I think the way that the stakes get ratcheted is really well done. Like I said before, they start off like walking around an empty base, and then like they get their shit pushed in the scene where the whole team gets killed off, and then they think they've gotten out, but that's when the 5x5 in the pipe girl comes in and ends up just eating it, and the dropship crashes. It's just like it's one thing after another, you know. Dropship crashes, they get inside, and it's like Bishop's like, "Hey, bad news, guys! Nuclear explosion in like 4 hours." It's just like, fuck, man, can't catch a break.
I do like that too. Like, it's like they really pile it on.
Yeah. So how long until they
yes.
distress signal? They'll come and send somebody. 17 days. We won't survive 17 hours, man. So good, dude.
rain in your parade. Yeah.
So good, dude.
Yeah, Paxton is like he's like the guy that's expressing what they're all thinking in like the most extreme way, you know? Like,
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
He's also, I gotta say, like I like the part where she finally like kind of gives it to Hudson. And is like, you know, she's like, "Come
Get your
on,
shit
Hudson.
together."
Like, yeah, I need you, and I am sick of your bullshit. Just shut the fuck up and do your job." And he's like, "Okay,
All right, fine. They are going to come in here and they are going to kill us, though. I said it before.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of that was improv by Paxton, which doesn't surprise me, but I love that.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. I really like the Gorman and Vasquez death. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, that was
There's
good.
like a little kind of like bonding moment there when they both grab the grenade.
Yeah,
which
she's
I
just
really
kind of like, fuck
know.
you. And he's like, fuck you too. Let's go.
No, but she's like, you know, I always thought you were an asshole. And then it's just like they both kind of.
But she kind of has
There's
the
a little-
like, I
there's a
still
little-
think you're an asshole, but you're my kind of asshole. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm really more referring to like grabbing the grenade, and it's kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
we're both human beings. Like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
connect in this like last instant of life. Like, I don't know.
Yes,
it just
yes.
it makes it cool.
Definitely.
little moment of tenderness, sort of interrupting all the brutality going on around it.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
That's what you said. Yeah.
I can't tell if you're making fun of me.
No, no.
Kev, what's wrong with tenderness, man?
Try a little tenderness, man.
That's what we're all about here on the EBD podcast, folks. Tender feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Try a little tenderness, man.
Otis Redding? Is that Otis Redding or Al Green?
The question, Ben, is what would Neil do? He would be all about tender feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Neil Peart?
Duh.
No, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I mean, it could be.
No, he would. Where are we? Can we please wrap
We're
this
bits and
up?
bobs. We're bits and bobs. Last bit and
Dude,
bob.
enough of the bits and bobs, man. Come on, let's go.
Sigourney Weaver duct taping a flamethrower to a pulse rifle. That's a great bit.
Yeah, that was sick. You're right.
Nugget stats ratings?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sigourney getting geared up for that final, for going down to grab Newt was pretty
sick.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty dope in like a very real way. Like it was like it didn't have like the commando like suit up kind of vibe to it, Like it was.
No, it had its own vibe though.
No, I know. I mean, I mean that in a good way. It was a very like organic vibe. Like, she's not like a soldier. You know what I mean? She's just like, I'm gonna do this shit, and this is what's happening. You know?
Maybe this is a good transition into Nuggets, Benny, because
I hope so.
I think that this was shot where Paul Reiser was supposed to be found by Ripley when she was dropping the flares on the way to find Newt, and run into him, who was cocooned up with a chest alien coming out of him.
Oh, that would have been nice.
So I guess they shot it. It was scripted anyways. They may or may not have shot it. And it was like Ripley encounters him and he's like, please kill me. I've got a chest thing. And she just hands him a grenade and walks off. And then there's like a couple shots later, there's like an explosion that's it kind of seems like it rattles her and Newt. And that was meant to be Paul Reiser fucking suiciding by grenade. So I don't know how I feel about it, but it's interesting that was there.
Yeah, it would have been cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that bitch about him dying off camera, but I'd probably be, pissed if the extended version had some, had that. I'd probably be like, oh, fucking sucked.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think I'm with you on the whole, like, it would have been cool to have him die on camera in the scene where the alien catches him in the hallway or whatever. Just fuck him up. You got any nuglets there?
I don't actually. I have none.
The only random one that I didn't drop yet was, I guess this dude, James Remar, who we know from other stuff that I don't really give a fuck enough about to open up right now, was cast as
Dexter,
Hicks.
the Warrior.
They're Warriors,
yeah.
Thank you, yeah. So I guess he got busted with some drugs and got fired, and then Michael Biehn got brought in. But Al Matthews, the dude that played Apone, was saying that James Remar picked up that pump-action shotgun that Michael Biehn can be seen later in the movie with, and then cocked it and shot it, and evidently it had a live round in it, and it blew a hole through the next door set, which was Little Shop of Horrors, which I think is kind of hilarious.
Whoa, that is weird.
I just love how the dudes party with Full Metal Jacket crew and then like fuck around and blow a hole in the side of Little Shop of Horrors with a drug-induced shotgun blast with a Vet Sarge dude.
For real.
It's pretty hilarious.
That's cool. Yeah, Remar is great. He was in 48 Hours too. Bunch of shit. Dexter, he played the dad in Dexter.
The dad of the kids? Which dad?
No, the dad of Dexter.
Oh, really?
Sister.
Wow.
Yeah, that's James Remar.
It's been a long time since I saw that. First season was great. I definitely want to shout out Al Matthews again as Apone. He was fucking great.
Good shout
Honorary
out. He deserves
steak
it.
and mustaches. Salute to you, sir.
No doubt.
Honorary. No, just a straight up steak.
Yeah, but we didn't do a
mustache.
segment on it, so it's an honorary segment.
Fair enough.
In direct relation to the Remar thing, I forget what I was watching, but it was Al Matthews going on about how he was not tolerating fingers on triggers.
Okay.
Because of his training.
Fair enough.
So, like, actors that were like, that had their fingers on the triggers of the fake guns or whatever, it was just like, no, that's not what you do.
Don't do that. And I love that. I love him for that. I love that. I love the idea of him going around. He probably wouldn't even say, no, that's not what you do. He'd probably fucking yell at everybody. And I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. It's like, there's footage of him. He's saying something along the lines of, like, I was in Vietnam, so you put a gun in my face, I'm just going to take you down. That's all there is to it, but there's one thing I won't tolerate. It's fingers on triggers. And, like, he just has this whole thing he goes into about
no doubt,
it. So
man.
I love it.
Dude, this
it's good. I
is
love
a
that.
little game off here, but there was this dude Doug who was a hardcore nom vet that came and stayed with us in Haiti on our base, and so like he had some fucking stories, dude. He would tell stories about Nam, and like you could tell it was legit. And there was these kids that used to play this game called Fireball, and so these fucking feral kids used to like bundle up Kevlar, I think it was Kevlar, into a ball and dip it in like the oil that you use for like fire poise. And then they'd all wear like work gloves and play this game called Fireball, which is essentially like King of the Hill, but there's no rules. It's like you can do anything you want. You just got to get this fireball. And so like one night they managed to like, they started playing Fireball, and Doug was like, he would get drunk on rum some nights and like go and watch fucking napalm videos on YouTube and like scream and like slam the table. Like he was in a bit of a dark place. Like he was a great dude trying to sort his life out, but he was in a little bit of a dark place from time to time. And same as like you were saying, you know, like you put a gun in my face, I'll take you down. Like Aaron, this one kid was like, come play Fireball with us, Doug, you know? And like, so this like ball of fire is being thrown around and people are tackling each other and it's like nighttime. And I looked over at Doug and you could see that he was like kind of going back to like a firefight. You know, you don't see fire flying around and not kind of have flashbacks. And it was like, Doug, let's go over here and get away from these guys. You know, like not have you fucking kill one of our people in the night playing this stupid fucking game. It's like I totally buy that idea of, you know, it's a movie set. Fucking Al Matthews gets a gun stuck in his face and just like instinct will just fucking take you down.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Deaths.
Okay. Let's see. Chad started us off with a Star Wars death.
Yep. And a Matrix death.
Yeah, talking about Empire. Yes, you had a Matrix death as well. I injected on the Predator. Then I had a Star Wars death. Then I had this might be one of the best death names. The Doc Awkward death.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Bad joke.
Then Chad, you died a horrible death on Dutch Drake.
Yep.
And then I had another Star Wars death. You killed me on Yokiro Taco Hell.
Mm-hmm.
I had another Star Wars death. Benny had a Star Wars death. Benny had a Matrix death. And then Benny, had the greatest action movie, No Bout Death.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of deaths. I like that.
That's good. It's a lot of pudding.
And a lot of pudding.
Ratings?
Who's going first?
Don't mind. Ratings for me, this one always ranked high. Watching it for this particular podcast episode, I was being a little bit more critical in my viewing than I was, you know, just normal. Check it out when it shows up on Hey Beastmasters on HBO or something. So there's definitely like a couple of moments that kind of stuck out as like aging, maybe not great, but I still think it's an excellent film. It's just not like, it's not perfect, but who gives a fuck? I dropped it down a few spots as a result. Like it previously actually was above Star Wars, the original Episode 4 Star Wars, above Pulp Fiction, above Shawshank. And I don't think that's justified. It dropped down a few to be just under Terminator 2 and just above The Matrix with a 9.0. So it is now officially the border of legendary movie. It defines a legendary movie, whereas The Matrix is not a legendary movie. It is an 8.9 versus
How
the Aliens
is The Matrix?
9.
I don't want this to drag on any longer than it is. But
I don't know how
understand
T2 is better than this movie, but
Yeah.
okay.
What?
I think for me, T2, I think I like T2 better than this movie for just pure nostalgia reasons. So it doesn't have to, it's not like justifiable outside of nostalgia.
I don't see how The Matrix can't be a legendary movie, and this is a legendary movie. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Well, it's not your algorithm, bro. It's
Hey man,
it's just the
Can
way
I
it
go?
is. So
Yeah,
both
go,
Terminator
please.
and Aliens are a 9. Matrix is an 8.9. They're all close enough together to be pretty fucking good movies. Enough said.
All right.
yeah, sweet. This is a 10 for me. Probably a lot of that has to do with nostalgia, but if you grew up with it like I did, you might know what I'm talking about. And if you're a more recent viewer, maybe you think I'm nuts. I don't care.
Don't care.
I don't think you're nuts, Benny.
Nah, me neither.
No, I'm also giving it a 10 because no matter what you say, the movie still holds up. It's still great. I watched it twice this week. I was captivated both times. Like, that's it. It's a 10. It's a classic.
She's a good one.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, Chad,
Yeah.
what are we doing next week?
Ooh. I love it. We're doing The Expanse final season next week.
Oh, man. For real?
For realsies.
Ugh.
They're magically delicious, Kev.
I gotta cram all that in a week. I really am so not looking forward to this. Yeah.
Well, there's only 6 of them.
Be thankful it's not the fucking Umbrella Academy. Jesus.
Well, I know. Why are they canceling this series? I don't understand it. I thought this was the thing that Bezos
Probably
wanted to make
because
it,
of your reaction to having to do the show. Because everyone's probably in the same boat.
Wow. All right.
I don't think it's canceled. It's on hiatus. They just...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think the writers just wanted to take a break.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was done.
All right.
I mean, it's done. If they start it again, it's going to be kind of a reboot, but they're not ruling it out by any stretch of the imagination.
Maybe they'll make a movie or something.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Great idea.
You're so pumped.
Oh, man. I'm so not pumped. All right.
Why do you hate it so much?
I don't hate it. I just, the last season, I don't know. I just,
You
like,
just
as
hate
soon as we
Marco
went
and
to the,
Naros.
I do. And I also, like, season 4 spent on that entire planet, dude, I just didn't like where it started going. I thought that, like, finding that cool piece of alien tech there was cool, like another piece of the puzzle, but it was like the whole Western thing in the town, and then like follow that up with Marco and Naros. Like, no, just, I don't know. No, I didn't like it. I feel like it had all this steam and it was moving in like a direction, like for 1, 2, and 3. And then it just started going somewhere else. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what about the ring and all this shit? Like, I know we ended up going through the ring, but I don't know.
We'll enjoy. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. All right. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for joining us for Aliens. Join us next week for my hatred of The Expanse season 6 or whatever, season 5 or whatever, whichever one we're on. And that's it. Goodbye.
See ya.
Ciao.
And that is going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. You can find the show notes for this episode in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/143. If you'd like to support the show, there's a number of great ways you can do that. You can chuck us a buck on Patreon, patreon.com/EBD podcast. You can also rate us and review us on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever. You can also tell a friend to check out the show. Don't forget to check us out on social. We use the handle at EBD Podcast everywhere. So please join us and join in on the conversation. And that's it. Thanks for joining us for this classic of science fiction, Aliens. And we'll see you next week for The Expanse. So long, folks.
Beady. Stop into it.